just me and my guitar.
Hey, what's happening guys? Mark back here at Mark's Aquatics. It's a freezing old morning this morning, so it is. Me and Spuddo here. Hello mate. We're out for a little walk and we've just come across all the lovely icicles and things up in the brambles. What is it, Spuddo? He loves playing around and crunching around in the ice, he does. Absolutely beautiful this morning. We're down on our local field where we go for our morning little run. I just love all these little patterns that you get in nature, all over the bushes. Absolutely beautiful, really is. You know what time it is guys, it's coffee time. Just got back with old Spud from our walk and it's time for one of these. Freezing out there this morning. I've got another job to do before we get on with stuff, and that is going to be go out and I'm going to take the ice off of the bird bath, because it freezes up and they come down for a drink and they can't get through the ice. So we'll go out and do that now. Yeah, that's the little mini pond now. We've at the front of the house. We've closed that one down now for the winter time. Let these little fish do their hibernation. Little avocado there's done well this year. And here's the bird bath, which is a wee bit solid. Wow, look at that. That is beautiful. Look at that pattern on that. That's gone underwater like that. That's quite a little jagged shards. Huh? It's a shame to destroy it. But anyway, now the birds can get into their drinking little trough there. They'll be happy. Let's get back inside in the warm. Oh, okay guys, we're back inside. It was freezing cold out there this morning. Spud's inside now, he's had some food and he's on the couch fast asleep, because he does get tired very quickly being a little Frenchie, and they can't regulate their temperatures well, love them. So I should get him a little jacket really for these cold mornings, but he's sound asleep now, warming up next to the fire, so he's quite happy. Anyway guys, I thought I'd give you a little update on the garden moss tank here. Everything seems to be going really well so far. We got lots of purling going on the moss here and down here as well. You can see the little bubbles of oxygen being released as well. I've just put the outlet from the pump just above the surface there, just to put some extra oxygen into the water, because that will probably help it along as well, being highly, you know, the more oxygen we can get into the water for plants, the better, I would have thought. So as the experiment's going so far, it's going really well. We've got some feather moss and some wood there at the back. That's actually coming on quite well. I can see some bits of growth on there. I've taken like little pointers where I've looked at a couple of little tips on there, and I've just watched them over the last few days, and they've actually grown very, very minutely, but they have grown. Some of the moss down here as well, some of the spikes you can see, they've got little bright green tips on, and those have come out since it's been in the tank, which is really interesting as well. The star moss here hasn't really done a lot. A few of the little seed pods that have come up have split. We've got a couple of little plants down here. I'm not sure what they are. Could be, it's called chickweed in the UK. Anywhere else I'm not sure what it'd be called, but it looks like a young one of those which is germinated, but it's warmer in here than the outside, so the temperature's slightly up. There's no heater, there's nothing in this tank whatsoever. It's completely as natural as I can do with it and make it, to try and replicate the outside, apart from obviously being flooded. But so far, touch wood, it's been doing really, really well. like I said, lots of oxygen being released from the mosses everywhere, which is great. All the tests are brilliant. Done a couple of dip tests with the sticks, and they're all really good. One thing I have noticed with this big chunk here, sphagnum moss, is it's putting out some roots. You can see, I'm not sure if you can see it. I'll zoom in a bit. But you can see up the top there, these little dark areas. Now it's actually putting out some more roots, where before it was all nice growing tips, and no roots were actually growing anywhere. But it's starting to put out these little dark clumps of roots on the tips or up the sides, which is obviously looking for somewhere else to cling onto to start growing. Really happy with it so far. I've given it a few water changes now, probably given it about six or seven water changes since we first set it up, because obviously there might have been a few little things in amongst it. I have saved about 6 or 7 earthworms which have come out of the ground, because when I put those in, if you notice, I had big clumps of ground underneath them as well, so I literally dug them out and then placed them with their own little ground that they came on, just to see if that made any difference, because they had some nutrient there to feed off of, instead of washing it out. I know a lot of guys I've seen on YouTube wash the roots off, wash everything off nice and clean and put it in different jars and different things, but this is a different way. Again, I'm just trying to take it from the wild, plonk it in the tank and just see what goes on. And like I say, it's going really well so far. Really happy with it. We've had no algae issues or anything so far. I said I've taken some of the little worms and slugs and different little creatures and critters that live in amongst it that I couldn't find. They had to actually come out and let the water draw them out, so they'd try and escape it. And then I've been regularly taking them out and releasing them back into the wild again. So we've got, nothing's come out now for the last couple of days, so that's quite interesting. So there's nothing else in there now. Water's, like I say, it's really good as well. What I have been thinking about putting in here is some white cloud minnows, some mountain minnows, maybe later on. They might look quite funky in there, because they are a cold water fish, and it's around 14, I'd say, degrees in here at the moment, so they should be okay with that if we slowly acclimate them, acclimatise them to the temperature in the workshop here. So that could be quite good. I've been looking up the different types of moss as well. Like I say, we had some feather moss in there as well, and the star moss. I wrote a couple of names down. You get Long Beach water finger moss, or feather moss, sorry, which is quite good. That actually lives either submerged in the UK, and it's found all over the UK and Ireland. And they say it hangs onto roots of stone, stones, lowland streams, rivers, also upland streams. They don't like it too acidic, but they love being in water, running water obviously, in streams, little patches on sand and gravel inside little streams. You'll find patches hanging in there. The best thing I would suggest, if you want to replicate one of these tanks, is go down to a local stream near to you and look around and see what's growing actually in the water. If you can find a submerged plant which is already obviously submerged, you're going to have a lot more success maybe that way. But as it is at the moment, this tank's going really well. It's really going nicely. So we're happy with it so far. Got some nice little fresh chips, like I said, popping up everywhere. And nothing's dying back. There's only one little patch down there, which is a bit of die off there, but I'm not sure why. I'll fish that out and we'll see how the rest gets on. But that's the only bit of decay I can see so far where it has died back. There's no brown or white patches like this anywhere else that I can see. You might get some of the underneath die off, but at the moment it's all good. Interesting stuff so far. Anyway, the little shrimps are doing well here. I'll reset you up on the shrimps and we can have a look at the workshop and what's been going on in here, I think, for today's little episode. But I think these little guys are going to need a trim before long. They've already stuck up lots of nice little tendrils there, little roots and shoots coming off everywhere. So we can trim them back and that will thicken it up nicely. The wall at the back's doing well. I'll just set you up and we can get a bit closer in. yeah, the living wall's doing really well at the back. It's putting off loads of new shoots from that jar of moss. The old subwazatang down the bottom there's starting to plate out nicely, as is on the back wall as well. I've got the pothos plant in there as well, which is sending out lots of new roots coming down the wall as well. The Anubias nana's doing well. The water lettuce up the top there is doing okay, and the water hyacinths as well. They're doing quite well under these little. They got lovely big root systems on them, sending out little runners. They're doing quite well, and the shrimps love to go up there and have a little mooch about and a little clean up. Just put water all over the tank now. Look. Clumsy me. There you go. Now we're all clean. We've got lots of little snails in there, some nice little. What have we got in there? We've got some baby ram's horns, and we've got some. Looks like little tadpole snails as well growing in there. They must have come in on one of the plants. I have got them in the shrimp room as well, so they've migrated in on one of the plants with either very, very small eggs on a leaf or as tiny little juveniles that have come in. I put a little bit of CO2 fertilizer in there today. This is the stuff I use. I know you've probably seen it on, it's the Microbe Lift Bio CO2 liquid fertilizer, and it's good stuff. It's shrimp safe, fish safe and all that stuff. And I just add a little tiny bit of this under the recommended dose, because mosses and things like that don't need masses of fertilisation, so they keep going well. The water's a little bit off colour because we put the Indian almond leaves in there, and they've made it, the tannins have slightly discoloured the water, but I'm not too fussed about that, to be quite honest. But the little tigers are doing well. We've got one Bloody Mary in here right down the bottom there, and the rest of them are these funky little tiger stripes that have come out from the yellow sakuras and the Bloody Marys crossbreeding. And they've got a nice little gold stripe down the back. Some of them have got a blue tinge to them as well. I think I might put some more yellow sakuras in with this lot and get them mixing in again. In the shrimp room I've actually got one which I've got a yellow, they've got a yellow strip down the back like the normal yellow strip in the sakuras have, but the bodies are actually slightly blue, so it's a yellow and blue combination, which is I've never seen before, so it could be interesting to see what happens with them. I might get a couple of those and put them in their own tank to see what happens with those breeding together, and just see what happens there. A bit more of an experiment going on. We got heaps of plants here as well. I've got loads more Java moss, big lump of it there. We've got some hair grass still. We got some dwarf swords, big clump of those guys. Other clumps of babies, tears and different things that we had in the big aquascape. I'll show you that in a minute. That's coming on really nicely now. And also when I did the big aquascape, I ordered, look at that, a nice big slab of babies tears. I'll just get it out of the packet. This is amazing stuff, and this was 10 quid. So someone who's setting up a nano tank, I'll stick the link in the bottom. I'm sorry about that, I forgot last time. But look at that. Look at the root system on that. Absolutely fantastic. It's been grown in some media or something, because I can see it on the base. But it's just a beautiful big slab of carpet. Look at that. And that could make a stunning. You could cut that out to whatever shape you wanted to put into your aquarium. If you wanted to make something like plant it, and you could cut a hole through the middle and have a bonsai tree that you've made sticking out through there, and it'll look like it's just growing straight out of the grass. It'll look absolutely fabulous. But I did buy it for the big aquascape to cut up into little sections. I will put it in there, or I might be doing another system as well. Now, like, you get the little in vitro pots or the little bags, but you don't normally see things as big as that, and that's a good 6 by 4 inches, I would say. It's a nice old chunk of babies tears there. It really is. So we can have all sorts. Yeah, I've been really interested in making something with acrylic lately. It's been buzzing around in my head for a while to make something, and I've been thinking about coming up with my own little filter system, and like we've done with the triple filters on these, because these are all homemade trickle filters. If you're new to the channel, pop back and I can show you how I made all these trickle filters with the different medias in, matten filters in the corner, and the trickle filter on the other side of the room, which we've got all the different types of media in, which is absolutely a mint tank. It really is. It's really coming along well over the last few weeks. It's settled in nice, levels are spot on, and I'll go and show you that one shortly. After we've gone through the aquascape, we'll just work our way down through the tanks, and I'll show you as we go. Look nice now it's cleared. All that fine particulate dusty stuff from the substrate has come out now and gone into the filters and been filtered out. Crystal clear. Well, I'll turn the shed light off to just create a bit of glare. There you are, that's a bit better. I really like the way this background's got the moisture behind it, because it does look like a cloudy old day, and in the evening when we put the other lights on, the sunset lights, it looks even better, because it really looks like there's clouds in the sky, and not just that nice orange glow that we've got through there, but actually shows the clouds as well. In fact, I might as well just put it on now, and I'll show you what it looks like. There you go. I've just put the backlighting on now, and I'll just hit the button and I'll turn the light. I haven't programmed them yet, guys. My program is playing up a little bit. It's a bit of an old system this, but hopefully I'll sort the cobwebs out, or I might have to buy a little computer to go with it, or do a factory reset on it or something like that. Have we got it? There you go, that's better. We got there in the end. Let me shift all that lot out of the way. But yeah, if you can look in the background there, it actually does look like clouds where you've got those little patches of white coming through. Looks really nice. I'll just switch off that little light next door. Yeah, it's going to be really good. A couple of you guys have said on there it's going to look really nice with when the fish go in, and I'm really excited to get the fish in there. I'm going to put some very, very small things in here. I'm not going to have a lot of fish in here. Maybe a little school of something. Not sure what yet. A few of you guys have said Congo tetras and that stuff like that. They might be a little bit big for the effect that I'm after. I might be putting in some, I'm not sure. I was going to go on a nice little school of, I want something that's going to shoal up, so it literally looks like the birds flying through the sky over night time. And we're going to put a lot of little shrimps in there. I know one of you guys said it would look like little hikers. We're going to have lots of little shrimps walking around everywhere up on the cliff edges, and they'll look like little hikers climbing around on the cliff faces and things. And I want a nice, I'm not sure, I was going to go for cardinal tetras, I thought, because I've always loved cardinals, because they school up lovely. But I'm not sure. It's going to take some time anyway to cycle this through with all the new media and everything in there, so it's not something that we're going to rush, because we don't want to be hurting any of our little fishy friends going in there. But quite happy with it so far. It's cleared up lovely now, and I shifted a few more of the lights at the back as well, so we've got a bit more of the wider white glow at the base there before it goes up into the orangey coloured sky. But yeah, really looking forward to getting some fish in here and some shrimps. Yeah, I've had some fantastic feedback from you guys on this system, and I really do appreciate you lot going back and watching all the videos from start to finish on this one, because I thoroughly enjoyed building it, as I do all my stuff. I'm passionate about the hobby and love knocking up these things. Like I say, I'm thinking on making a nice little acrylic tank / filter system, lighting, everything else. I mean, the IKEA lighting I find fantastic. I know a couple of you said it's quite high, you wish it was a little bit lower, but it's something that you can do yourself. It's only 2 straight down bars. You can always make your own, chop them down and make them as high or low as you want. I like them because I like to grow plants in here as well. I've got the pothos plants, as you can see over there, and my coffee plant, which is round the corner there, and the spider plants as well. So I like to grow the plants in here, and that's actually flooding all around there with light, so it's growing them as well as the aquarium plants as well. And they've been, like I said, they've been designed to grow plants, and I think they're great. I really do think they're great little lights, and I'll keep doing reviews of them as things grow. I'm just going to keep doing them and letting you guys know how they work out. And a couple of you have said you bought your own as well, which is brilliant. Not just for this, but for reptile tanks, or for obviously terrariums, different things like that where they're keeping frogs. They're all going to grow your plants and your mosses as well brilliantly. And so those little clips on the side, they just fit straight on your tank just by bending those little bits out if you've got a 15 to 16 inch wide tank. If not, you don't have to use the legs at all. You don't have to use these legs that they're on the hood. The lights screw into them if you watch the video, so you could take them out of there. You can make your own hood. You could bank up two or three together if you've got a longer tank, and make your own system. Because they're of a certain par that is going to grow plants. Like I say, you get these nice little strips, these LED strips, like the ones I put behind here. They're just the cheap Chinese or Japanese ones on a roll that you can buy, and I think they're about 10 quid each. So I've got one around here somewhere. I'll show you in a minute. I'll whack the lights back on now, and I'll show you that little LED system. Right, so just set you up again there. These are the ones. I'll just stick the shed lights back on again. There you are, that's a bit better. Yeah, these are all the ones. You can get them off eBay. You can get them multicoloured, you can get them with a remote control. These ones haven't. I went for the cheaper ones. I think they're about 10 quid. And all they come with is a little power supply like that, and your cord. And then you just fire them in there, and you get they're a great light. This is the warm white. I was going to put it behind the main aquascape as well, but I didn't need it in the end. You can buy them with dimmers on as well, which is really interesting. You can have them up and down, you can dim it up and down to get the right effect you wanted. But I found just these straight ones, and it's great because they've got a sticky back on there, so you can peel that off. Like I said before, I've got a piece of guttering behind the main aquascape, just a normal arch piece, and I've just run the length all the way down and doubled it up, gone back like a snake all the way down. I haven't cut it, I've just looped it at the end and then gone back around until I've run out, and there's about 5 meters on each roll, so they're really good. And if you want to make a light for your tank and not too fussed about plants and stuff, they make fantastic lights for your tanks, cheap as hell. And I've just thrown it on the floor. I don't know. Well, I'll put that there. But yeah, that's those little lights. They're the ones that I used in there. Really, yeah, and they're really good little lamps. And you can cut them to size. I didn't show you that actually. You might know this. I'm still learning with all this LED stuff. But you see there, you got the dots there. If you cut between those dots, you can chop this to whatever length you want. So you roll it out like that, and then you can just cut it off between one of them dots and it will still work. So that's pretty handy to have that. And they're really nice and cheap as well. Yeah, well impressed with that. I'll stick the link into the guy that I bought that off eBay. I say it's got an amazing root system to it. Look at that, really nice. Yeah, I'll just taking out the tripod, just show you the other tank here, which is doing really well. The one with that little trickle filter at the top there. You can see all the roots now all going through there. Got a bit of condensation there. All over those sponge filters, you can see it slowly dripping through, and we're getting some great aerobic and anaerobic bacteria now forming in that media and keeping these levels. The nitrate is 0, everything is 0 in this tank basically. It's absolutely spot on. The Anubias there is growing fantastic, popping out leaves. The other walnut's doing well. Little DIY oxidator there which we've made. If you're new to the channel, pop back, there's a video on how I made that. That works really well too. And the little shrimps are very happy. Hello you. Munching away on her food there. Put a bit of food in there, got some There's quite a few different ones in here, but there's some beautiful colours, there really is. These are the ones that we bred in the shrimp room and I put in here. We've moved a few around, but they like to they love swimming around in all the nooks and crannies. My little coffee plant, look, that's doing nicely up under these grow lights. So I said, like, guys, with these lights, they've got a screw in each corner there. You don't have to put them in the hood. If you looked at the system on the IKEA one where I set this up, this is all optional. It was £4 for that hood. That was it. Just to deflect that light down. My lucky horseshoe there, that is flipped round. But it's all looking good. Just take you through here. We'll have a quick look. The old subwasatang tree there. That's doing nicely. And all the plants that we've put, all this hair grass, which we've got growing in amongst it, that's soon going to start spreading. And we're going to start seeing the little roots going through here, and then they'll be popping up here, there, and they will just migrate their way all the way through this. We've got our little tree there that we made, like a little baobab tree, I think they're called, I'm not sure. But that's going to look nice when it starts growing again. We've got the other one there, it's a little bit more sparse, but it's going to thicken up in no time at all. You can see we got little patches of baby's tears in amongst the grass there as well. We've got the big bonsai tree there that we made. I enjoy making these little trees. But it's all coming together well. We've got the that JBL under the media heater there, so that's going to be slowly rising up through there and creating that nice thermal roll that we're looking for in the tank to bring those nutrients up out of the substrate to the roots, and all the obviously the fish waste and things will go down back into the cooler water, then we'll go back down into it, so you get that thermal effect of rolling in and out with the nutrients. That will keep everything growing really well. Just got a very slight, from the spray bar at the top there, you can see the oxygen coming down, just slowly agitating that water there as well as there, and that's giving it a really nice flow. The good thing is when you do first set up a tank, sorry about that, I just had a courier come to the door then with a couple of boxes. We better see what's in them, eh? I better share what's in them with you, I think. Right, that's better. Let's get into this box. Can't remember what I ordered now. Oh, that's great fun opening boxes. You know what it's like, guys, you have a nice little evening meal on a Sunday, a couple of glasses of wine, and then what happens? Your fingers start going on the keyboard. You go on eBay or one of the other sites, and guess what happens? You start buying things. We've all been there. Oh, I know what this is. Brilliant stuff. There it is, guys. A fire extinguisher. I know I tried to set the shed on fire once before when I overloaded that extension lead, which wasn't very clever. But we got a 2 kilo fire extinguisher there, which has come for this system. We're going to rig up the CO2 system. Yes, guys, I know I said I wouldn't do it, but I've come up with my very own range, okay, my very own range of shrimp foods. Now we've got the crushed leaf one here, which you see there, which you made into the ball variety, and I've made the spirulina one with extra spirulina sheet form here. You saw me make this one as well. All the ingredients are all 100% natural ingredients in all of these, as is that as well. That actually is the same product and ingredients as I used in there. I actually cut that one up and made it a little extruder, as one of you guys put on there. I mean, a little extruder, and it just come out and squashed it out as like a little worm, and then we snapped it up into little bits. Now what I'm going to say is, if you want to get some of this stuff, guys, all you've got to do is go back and watch the videos, alright? Because it's absolutely free. I just thought I'd make this up. I put it out there. All 100% natural ingredients from nature in all these, and you won't get a better food for your shrimp. And it costs absolutely nothing. So go back and watch the videos and make your own. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Anyway, guys, love you all. You're all stars. Take care. I'll see you on the next episode of Mark's Aquatics. Bye for now.
Just me and my guitar.